Tonight on News 5 Live, the sugar crop is off to a slow start. Inclement weather over the weekend affected deliveries at the mill today. A tour guide drowns at Caves Branch on Christmas overnight at home on Pitter Street. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
We have breaking news from Channel 5 on Coney Drive. I repeat, we can confirm that the delivery of this Christmas package is almost complete. The most critical phase is about to commence. That is, getting it delivered in time.
May the gift of peace, the gift of joy, shine bright for you and your loved ones this Christmas and in the new year.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
This Christmas, take the guesswork out of gifting and take advantage of a galaxy of Christmas gifts from Samsung. Whether you're buying a Galaxy for you or loved ones, you can make their year with a Galaxy for everyone. Take advantage of rock-bottom deals on the full A-Series, S-Series, and Z-Series lineup with Samsung phones starting as low as $299 and Galaxy Tabs for as low as $389. Scratch everybody off your list with a full month of low prices available at any authorized Samsung reseller, including Cellular World, Digi, and Odette's Home Center. Plus, enjoy the affordable awesomeness when you shop, save, and secure your purchase with a 1-year local warranty, included with all Galaxy devices. Even better, get a chance to win up to $20,000 in prizes only when you shop for Galaxy this month from authorized Samsung resellers. Capture the moment, share love, and spread joy this season with a galaxy of Christmas gifts from Samsung.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800 A Way Out or our cell phone number 672-9628.
Season's greetings from Champion Security. Christmas is about love and family. So this season, show your family the love when you purchase one of our highly demanded camera packages to suit your needs. Whether you're traveling or choosing to stay home this season, feel protected, feel safe, get that peace of mind. Come on down to Champion Security and benefit from our 10% package just for the holidays. Champion Security, where your safety is our business.
How are we to measure the success of our lives? For many, an ordinary life should have the following: a job, a house, enough money to buy a new car. But what if we threw out the ordinary? What could escaping ordinary at our jobs do? How about for our marriages? What if I told you we could all be escaping ordinary? Join us as we begin our new series.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, December 27th. I am Annalyn Apolonio. The 2022-2023 sugar crop officially began this morning following long drawn-out negotiations between the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association and BSI. As we reported on Friday, the BSCFA and the miller signed a one-year interim agreement under the same conditions as last year's crop. This was a watershed for the entire industry, as the Sugar Industry Control Board made the signing a prerequisite for the start of the crop. 3 other producer associations that had already signed agreements with BSI were becoming increasingly frustrated because under the conditions set out by the SICB, they were unable to deliver their sugar cane. But as we said, an agreement was reached, and today we spoke via Zoom with Olivia Aviles, the Cane Farmers Relations Manager at ASR BSI, about the mill's readiness.
We are definitely content and happy that we're starting the crop season. Of course, we would have wanted to start earlier. We were ready since December 19th. We did have a very extensive repair season, and usually during these repair seasons, the entire mill is taken down, maintained, refurbished, and set back up. So we are going to be testing this week the factory itself, as we do every year during the start of the season. It's important that we run cane through it so that we know exactly where tweaking needs to happen. And therefore, it's important for us to make a start, because it's a machine. We don't know exactly when it will break down or when we will have issues, but we want to make sure that we are responding to these. We also had the implementation of the second phase of the air emissions project, which is the boiler number 2. And we did a lot of work there. So we are ready, we are prepared, and definitely contented that we are able to start. We have commercial agreements, long-term commercial agreements with 3 other associations who wanted to make a start as well. So we're very happy to do that today.
The Sugarcane Production Committee is estimating that 1.3 million tons of sugarcane is available for grinding during the 2022-2023 crop. Due to the substantial amount of sugarcane to be milled, any time lost is costly. But it was not all smooth sailing this morning at ASR BSI's compound. There were further delays as the mill began accepting deliveries approximately 3 hours after the scheduled time. So what led to the delay? That is what we asked Marcos Osorio, the executive chairman of SICB, when we spoke with him via phone earlier today.
order was issued on Saturday evening, and the trucks should have been, or the cane truck should have been at the queue as of 9 this morning. And as we speak at 9:45 at this time, there is not one single truck by the queue as yet, which means that farmer readiness, or the different test groups that will start the delivery, are not ready. And yes, we are aware, and we were privy to the weather conditions we had over the weekend, and we knew that preparedness by the side of the farmers in terms of burning and getting their cane ready for delivery this morning would be very challenging. And that is exactly what we are seeing at this time.
This morning, we started to receive cane at around 12 midday, as you have rightfully pointed out. We did get updates from the SEPC manager this morning that there wasn't sufficient cane supply, mainly because of the drizzling over the weekend, and when you have that, farmers are unable to burn. So we do understand that that situation that happened over the weekend, but here at the mill we are ready to start the crop season. We were ready since December 19th, as you know. But today we are ready. We open the gates still around midday, even though we don't have sufficient cane supply.
As we said, ASR, BSI, and BSCFA signed a one-year interim agreement. The mill initially proposed a two-year interim agreement following a failed mediation exercise. Sean Chavarria, the Director of Finance at ASR BSI, shared the company's rationale behind agreeing to a one-year interim agreement in place of its initial proposal.
The matter became bigger than just BSI and the BSCFA. As Olivia mentioned, we have long-term agreements with 3 other associations who were keen to get the crop going. They have their farmers who were ready to deliver. And then you have the wider economy that depends on the crop season. So you have the cane cutters, you have the drivers, farmers who have to purchase fuel, so the gas station. So it extended to the wider cane farming community and the economy, particularly the economy here in the north. So for us, the priority became getting a crop started, whether it be through a 1-year or 2-year agreement. For us, the priority was really to get to this point where we're starting the crop, we're receiving the cane, and we can get things going. Our rationale for a 2-year was simply to provide more time and space for us and the BSCFA to see if we can reach a long-term agreement. If the BSCFA is confident that that can be done within the year, we certainly look forward to that. At the end of the day, that remains our objective, to reach a long-term, mutually beneficial agreement. And if we can do that within 1 year, then we look forward to doing so.
In our conversation with SICB Chairman Marcos Osorio, we also asked him about SICB's decision to push the start date to the 27th of December, despite the fact that the mill was prepared to accept sugarcane on the 19th. Osorio also responded to an allegation that the start date and the condition attached were primarily influenced by the Minister of Agriculture. Here is Osorio's response.
It was the responsibility of the control board to ensure that when the crop gets started, that each and every cane farmer have a right to deliver their production. The 19th of December was a date when more than 60% of the cane farmers, if that date would have been maintained and the crop would have started then, it simply would have meant that over 60% of cane farmers would not have been able to start their delivery. And in terms of responsibility of the board, then we had to do and fulfill our responsibility in ensuring stability, and more than that, the welfare of each and every cane farmer. And that was the reason that we had said the crop would not be able to start, because also the board had not met to make the official decision of the start date.
How do you respond to the criticism that it is the minister himself, Minister Mai, that is wielding the string that guides your pen, sir?
Not so. I am guided by a board, and the board is comprised by representation from the miller, representation from the cane farmers, and representation from the government. Any penning from my end on any document comes after consultation with the board.
Coming up, Christmas Eve flash floods claim tour guides' life at Caves Branch. Several tourists rescued further upriver at Tea Kettle. Find out the details when we come back.
Hello friends, this is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word.
The Bible says, "Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved." Today there is so much easy believism being taught. People are saying, believe, believe, and you will be saved. The question is, what kind of believing is it that really saves? The Bible says the devil believes and trembles. Now is the devil saved because he believes? Of course not. The kind of believing that's saved is the kind that commits oneself totally to Christ as Lord and Savior. True faith and belief involves three elements. It involves our intellect, our emotions, and our will. It involves the head, the heart, and the hand. With my intellect, I acknowledge there is a Christ. With my emotions, I have assurance that He died for me. With my hand or will, I accept Him as my personal Savior. So there you have it. It is the head, the heart, and the hand. Many people believe with the head, but not with the heart. Faith is not believing that Christ can, but that He will. Some people with this easy believism approach remind me of the people who believed a certain tightrope walker could push a wheelbarrow across Niagara Falls. But when he asked someone who said they believed to sit in the wheelbarrow, he had no takers. For the person who is willing to make a total commitment to Christ, it is true. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved.
Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Greetings from Digi, our national telecom.
Today, we want to acknowledge the strength and resilience of the Belizean people.
This holiday season, our thoughts turn to you. We thank you for making this a successful year.
We are extremely grateful that you choose to be a part of our Digi family, to be Digi.
This year, we offered greater value for our customers, delivering accountability and performance for our stakeholders, and invested in our employees.
Why? Because it means a great deal to us and to those we serve.
Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for your unwavering confidence that we will deliver high quality and reliable products and services that you deserve.
With the new year on the horizon, we wish that you embrace it with an open heart and that you move forward with hope and courage. At our national telecom, we'll continue focusing on leading Belize's digital future as we have done all year round. With an over $3.5 million investment, we extended the power of our 4G LTE Advanced mobile network to almost 30 areas countrywide. And the expansion of our fiber to the home allowed us to serve over 8,000 new residents. This coming year, we'll continue to bring you closer to what matters, connecting one home and business at a time, seizing new opportunities to grow, perform, and deliver even more. May you have new and exciting adventures, build meaningful friendships, and have the best experiences. This coming year, be free, be contactless, be entertained, and be connected with our national telecom Digi. We look forward to a fantastic 2023 with you.
Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2023.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Rolling Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Tonight, 2 trucks, a large quantity of construction materials, a trailer full of furniture, and 12 brand new golf carts are submerged off the coast of Ambergris Key after a barge carrying these items sunk. On Christmas Eve, a tugboat and barge left Belize City en route to San Pedro with 3 passengers on board. Several hours into their journey, they encountered rough seas, and shortly thereafter, the barge went under. Thankfully, there was no one on the barge at the time. The entire crew was on the tug. However, the loss is significant. The Belize Port Authority has launched an investigation into the occurrence. Today, we spoke via Zoom with Darlene Gaitan, the Acting Ports Commissioner, about that investigation.
The tug and barge left the Belize City Harbor from the Lobert area. That's where they depart, en route to San Pedro. And before making it to San Pedro, they encountered, rough seas, and subsequently the barge, which is currently underwater, sunk. So what we have here is a tug and barge together. So the crew were on board the tug, and they are all fine. They were, as you mentioned before, I believe, rescued before there was any damage to the tug. What you're seeing in the video is actually the markers being placed on the barge. That was not a tug that you see driving off. That was another skiff that came. Basically, they went to put markers so that the mariners that are traversing the area are aware that there is an obstruction to navigation, and this is all to ensure that there is no other vessel running into the barge. There could have been many factors that would have tied into the incident taking place. However, at this stage, we wouldn't be able to say exactly what factors contributed. This would have to form a part of actual inquiry by the harbor master or myself in this case. And thereafter, I could also recommend a formal investigation if it is so warranted, based on, of course, the findings, whether there is, like you said, was it what conditions may have caused or contributed to the incident happening. And what you want to do in these cases is to prevent any further incident of this nature. Thankfully, in this case, we didn't have any damage to lives, which is first and foremost our priority at the Port Authority. And of course, we do have the vessel still being submerged. So we do have to take into consideration whatever environmental impacts that may have caused. And of course, you know, there is also the damage to property because the vessel was taking a lot of equipment and trucks and golf carts.
Heavy rains that fell over the mountains last week spelled tragedy on Christmas Eve for an experienced tour guide employed at Caves Branch who had taken a group of tourists on an expedition and returned to find flash floods in the river that they had to cross back over to reach their base. And on the same day, dozens of tourists also had to be rescued a few miles upriver at the Atun Tunichil Muknal or ATM caves, when they too found the same reality staring at them. News 5's Marian Ali has the story in the following report.
39-year-old Julio Escobar, a tour guide from Armenia village, drowned on Christmas Eve in the Caves Branch River after he and several other tour guides had ended their individual tours and met at the river to bring their tours back in. Escobar and another tour guide had led a group of about 6 tourists out on their expedition, but when their group returned to the river mouth where they were to make their last leg back, they discovered that the river had swollen to over 5 feet and was rapidly rising still. It had apparently rained up in the mountains and the water was gushing down river by that time. The group had with them floating tubes and helmets, and from reports that we got off camera, 2 of Escobar's fellow guides encouraged him to grab his floating device, which was right beside him in the water. But he never reached for it and reportedly continued to swim for the riverbank on his own. He never made it. The Belize Police Department's Communications Director, Assistant Superintendent Fitzroy Yearwood, shared what they had gathered on the incident.
Upon speaking to the proprietor of a resort, information was passed to them that about 11:30 a.m., Julio Escobar, along with 2 other tour guides and some guests, were in that area, somewhere upstream in the river, that began to rise rapidly.
Escobar's fellow tour guides tried to steer him to a shallow part of the river, but things went from bad to worse at that point.
The tour guides attempted to move towards a more shallow area that they believed they could have crossed the river. But Escobar disappeared. He was flown out of his, flung from his tube, where he disappeared in the water.
Caves Branch contracted Astrom helicopter services and quickly put together a search party to try to find Escobar. And after about 2 hours, his body was recovered not far from where he had disappeared. Escobar's wife and son were all too distraught to talk to us. His boss, Ian Anderson, said he'd prefer to talk after the funeral. Oscar Carbajal, a fellow tour guide at the ATM Caves, who knew Escobar, expressed sorrow at his passing.
I knew the guy, not as a good friend, but I knew him. And so it's an unfortunate situation, but you know, it can happen. And we lost one of our comrades, and condolences to the family. I mean, it can happen.
Yeah, but you guys should be prepared for any scenario because you know how the rivers can rise very quickly.
Yes. So that's you have to come out there prepared. And if you're not prepared, then sometimes bad things can happen, no? But you have to be prepared. Gears, equipment, vests, everything.
Escobar will be laid to rest on Wednesday. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
The tragedy that claimed the life of Julio Escobar luckily did not result in additional deaths. But the flash floods that spread over the Cayo district on Christmas Eve left dozens of tourists stranded upriver from Caves Branch. The tourists and their guides had also gone out on an expedition. Their choice was the ATM Caves, and they too were surprised by rapidly rising rivers with no rain in the immediate area in the preceding days. But the rains over the hills emptied into the creeks and rivers that stretch across the western portion of Belize. Oscar Carbajal and Francisco Raimundo said Christmas Eve was a regular day to take a tour out. And then, like Julio Escobar, they met a raging river.
This river is spring-fed from the 1,000-feet waterfalls. That's what feeds it. So it comes from the mountain Pine Ridge. That's the origin of this water source. Water level was low, nice and clear, and we all got into the tour. And then eventually, when we came up, flash flood. So we had to pool resources. We have, luckily, we have what you call an emergency trail that comes around the hillside and it boycotts 2 river crossing. The last one here, I don't know if you got down to the river there, but that one we had to do. But that one has a rope, and that helps quite a bit, no?
Okay.
Helps quite a bit.
So when you came down and saw the flash floods, that's not something normal that happens in this area at this time?
I wouldn't say normal, but this time of the year you usually don't get it, but it can happen. It has happened before. So we had to come along, and then the emergency trail, and then this last river crossing we had Chat Creek came up with some canoes which facilitated the movements, no? Mm-hmm. To cross people over, because we had there was about 200 people, I think, were trapped.
Okay. Would you normally take life vests and these things on the boats?
Sometimes we don't, but it's a rule that we should follow, and it's mandatory. But sometimes some of the guests, if you're strong swimmers, you don't want to. But it's a rule that you should follow. Every guide, we bring life vests and should offer them to the guests, no?
Individual guide out here should have at least the basic knowledge when it comes to swift water mainly and cave rescue.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the basic knowledge?
Making sure that individual person have one PFD on. Any activity when it comes to water, all guests and guides should have. But again, in the dry season, some of us, usually discretion and nobody will drown in water, maybe knee deep. But some of us still emphasize it. Personally, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would include your life vest.
Life jacket, helmet is a must. Headlight is a must. But yes, the life jacket they are lifesavers when it comes into water. I mean, people and rapid, when it comes especially at this time of the year. Okay. When we have rains and suspected rain and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes people love to maybe take it for granted. Everything is easy and nothing will happen. But it's always good to be prepared.
After the break, a woman stabs Omar Nal in San Pedro on Boxing Day. We'll tell you about that, but first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Today we're here shopping at B-Mart. Today we're making the green super smoothie. Let's master it.
2022 is marked by humanity's ability to overcome through innovation. Technological breakthroughs in medicine, coupled with cooperation on a global level, have allowed us to overcome the COVID pandemic at unprecedented speed. In 2023, RF&G Insurance enters its 60th year of service to Belize. At this juncture, we reflect back on the many strides we have made in the insurance industry, and we are proud to say that we have been able to keep focused on our company mission with our loyal clients as our driving force. To mark this 60th year of service, RF&G Insurance will be bolstering its commitment to being more environmentally conscious. As the impacts of climate change begin to take hold of our planet, we are seeing an increase in both the frequency and the severity of natural disasters that affect our global communities. At RF&G, we are taking steps to reduce our company's impact on the environment while also supporting organizations that are working to protect Belize's natural habitats and the animals that call them home. At the community level, RF&G continues to support causes specific to youth and sports. Through these contributions, we hope to provide avenues to success for young Belizeans who can use their skills to build value for their communities. And while RF&G has been doing its part to rebuild Belize City and its surrounding communities in the wake of Hurricane Lisa by making prompt and fair claim settlements to its policyholders, we also recognize the devastating impact this storm has had on families who are unable to afford insurance. To help spread some holiday cheer, RF&G staff will be distributing food hampers to families within our staff's communities who need a little help this Christmas. In closing, we wish you, your families, and your work colleagues a prosperous 2023, and we look forward to assisting you with your insurance needs and advice throughout the year. Thank you.
Let's celebrate Christmas together with Smart's amazing season deals. Check out our showrooms and get deals for as low as $99 and get free credit, SMS, and data. If you already have a phone, you can join the Smart family. Swap your SIM and get a free SIM plus $100 promo credit. Get 50% off your first and second month when you sign up for selected postpaid plans. That's a promotion you know I miss. Free not done with Smart. Get free installation and 1 month free when switching from another internet provider. Plus, with every SIM swap, device purchase, broadband or postpaid sign up, you automatically get entered into our raffle for a chance to win a Samsung S22, a year free smart broadband, or $500 cash. Make it one Christmas together, only with Smart. Smart management and staff, thank you tremendously for all the love you shared during the year. We look forward to serving you as you power your dollar in 2023.
Environmentally degradable plastics, or EDP, are plastics that are affected by a combination of environmental conditions that cause the plastic to break down within an acceptable time frame. They are specifically designed to degrade into carbon dioxide, water, and other biomass substances. The level of breakdown can vary based on standard test methods appropriate to the plastic. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
30-year-old Lyndon Hines, known to many in the Antelope Street Extension area as Monster, was gunned down in the wee early hours this morning. The incident happened at his home on Pitter Street. According to police, they visited the elevated wooden structure near the Lord's Ridge Cemetery, where they observed Hines' lifeless body lying face down in a pool of blood. He had been shot multiple times by someone who knocked on his door and identified himself as police sometime before 2 o'clock. Hines, a well-known street figure, has had a history of run-ins with the law. The most recent charge brought against him was in March 2020 when Hines and Kendall Flores were charged jointly for the murder of 5-year-old Kia Herbert. This morning, Communications Director Fitzroy Yearwood gave an account of what transpired from the police reports.
On Tuesday, December 27th, sometime around 1:45 a.m., police visited a scene at number 11 Peter Street, where upon entering a wooden home, structure home, they saw the body of Lyndon Hines, 30 years, with apparent gunshot wounds. Initial investigation revealed that Mr. Hines was at home when he heard shouting and knocking on his front door, a voice saying police. He then opened the front door, where the assailant immediately fired several shots in his direction, causing his fatal injury. He was transported to the KHMH, where he was pronounced dead by a medical officer at 3:55 a.m. One, we haven't established the true motive as yet. So we wouldn't want to say at this early point in the investigation what we believe. What we will do, and we have done already, is put measures into place as to stop any retaliation from his group. Like I said, at this point, at this time, we do not know the true identity of the assailant, but we have everything in place to prevent any form of retaliation.
A woman has been arrested and charged in San Pedro for the weekend stabbing of a resident of the San Pedrito area. Talita Cruikshank was reportedly socializing with Omar Nal at his home on Boxing Day when a verbal exchange resulted in Nal being stabbed in the left shoulder.
Monday, 26 December, about 10:10 p.m., police responded to the residence of Mr. Omar Nal in San Pedrito area, San Pedro town, where he was seen with a stab wound to his left shoulder. Initial investigation revealed that Mr. Nal was in the company of his common law wife and one Miss Talita Cruikshank. They were conversing when Miss Cruikshank asked for a glass of water. When the common law went for the water, Miss Cruikshank then attacked Mr. Nal causing this taboo. She has since been detained. We know that Mr. Nal was transported to the San Pedro Polyclinic and then later airlifted to Belize City, and he's now at the KHMH. The investigators said that they were involved in an argument sometime in the past, the recent past.
30-year-old Perry Stratford, a British soldier attached to the British Army Training and Support Unit in Belize, BATSUB, was remanded to the Belize Central Prison earlier today after being arraigned for an alleged kidnapping, theft, harm, and damage to property against his fiancée while in Belize. It is reported that on Christmas Eve, Stratford abducted Gabriella Van Utterbeek and held her against her will before stealing her cell phone, damaging it, and causing harm to her. This morning, shortly before midday, Stratford appeared before Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser in the company of attorney O.J. Elrington. There, he was read 4 criminal charges before being informed that he could not be offered bail for the alleged offenses. Following the arraignment, attorney Elrington granted a brief interview.
We're seeking an emergency application for bail, and so we're still hopeful that before the end of business day today, we can be successful in getting an urgent application. But as you indicated, Anita, as is Mr. Stratford was charged with several offenses, one of them being kidnapping, which under our law does not allow for him to be granted bail by the magistrate. The magistrate is prohibited from granting him bail. However, we were able to successfully this morning or early this afternoon convince the court that considering the unique circumstances that Mr. Stratford could be held in the custody of the officials at BATSUB until his Supreme Court application was heard. We were successful in that application. However, the authorities from BATSUB, after having been advised by their legal counsel, is saying that they are not able to hold him in their custody until after he has been granted bail. And so that is where we are now. We're hoping that we can make an emergency application to the court so that he would have the opportunity to be released on bail.
Okay, I know normally at this stage you would have already been privy to the facts of this case. Share with us briefly the allegation that is being made against Mr. Stratford about kidnapping.
Well, I would not want to revisit the allegations because, again, they are frivolous, vexatious, and totally without merit. So I would not even want to put in the public sphere what are these allegations. However, suffice to say that, as you indicated, this is a result of conflict, an argument between two persons who were engaged, and that is where we are today.
22-year-old Tafari Sanchez, a Belize City resident, appeared before Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser today, where he was arraigned on the charge of being a member of a gang. It is alleged that Sanchez, the son of former basketball player Edward Bart Sanchez, is a member of the PIV gang. According to Sanchez, who appeared unrepresented, he was initially picked up 2 weeks ago, pending an investigation before being released and rearrested. He told the court today that he was slapped with a charge based on a statement provided to police by another street figure. But Fraser wasn't convinced of the police's story and has stood down the matter until Wednesday. When we return, Haitian nationals detained overnight allowed to enter Belize.
What is this? Does this even look finished?
I'm sorry.
Sorry! I can't sorry. I just want you to do the things correctly.
Okay, well, just don't yell at me.
Not tell me, woman, not tell me what to do. Crying's the only thing you can get right. And here's something to cry about right now. Where are you gonna go. There's nothing out there for you. No one.
Help is out there. Speak up. Stop gender-based violence and call the domestic violence hotline if you or someone you know is a victim.
Did you know that there's a way to protect yourself from getting the hepatitis B virus?
If left untreated, hepatitis B can cause chronic liver infection and put people at a high risk of death.
Fortunately, a safe and effective vaccine for hepatitis B is available for everyone.
Hepatitis B is not only life-threatening, but highly infectious.
It is spread through contact with blood and other bodily fluids from an infected person.
Common modes of infection include mother-to-child transmission during birth, having sex without a condom, using unsterilized tattoo or piercing equipment, or even sharing razors, washcloths, or toothbrushes.
Remember, a tiny amount of blood, too small to see, is enough to infect you with hepatitis B.
There is no cure for hepatitis B, and symptoms often do not present themselves early, so many people might not know they are infected. The only way to know is to get tested.
So talk to your healthcare provider about getting tested and vaccinated to protect yourself and others from hepatitis B.
Everyone is potentially at risk of being infected, so don't wait to vaccinate.
Visit any healthcare facility countrywide to speak with a healthcare provider about getting tested and vaccinated for hepatitis B.
With BL, it's always giving back to the community. Honestly, I believe that is one of the things that really touched me the most, that I am a part of a company that actually gives back in various ways. You know, BL has its hamper drive, its Golden Citizen program, you know, customer rewards. It's always touching to know that these people are getting back something.
Our hamper drive has been going on every year, and we have done this at the end of each year. So the wrapping is actually an exciting feeling because we know what is in the gifts. So when we reach the customers, they are like in shock because they are not aware of what we're doing. And we come and we explain to them that, you know, this is the time of giving, and many of the kids are surprised. They feel like Santa come around, and that's a good feeling for me. I personally do it with that motivation, and it gives me the drive to keep doing what I do.
We also do these, go around with different schools that need help with painting as well, right? So when you finish the entire work or the painting, you see the children then smiling, like so appreciative of what you do for them. At the end of the day, they come and give you a warm hug. That feeling is absolutely the best feeling ever.
And BL, we are always looking at different areas where we can also give back. So it's a lot of giving back with BL, and that I am really proud of being a part of.
The Social Security Board is proud to have served Belizeans in 2022.
Belize faced challenges such as the continuing COVID-19 pandemic and Hurricane Lisa. Our country's resilience and ability to persevere in adversity is the prevailing and unifying theme. Of our many organizational accomplishments in 2022, we are particularly proud of our commitment to impact the lives of Belizean citizens positively and continuously under our corporate social responsibility portfolio. As a responsible corporate citizen, SSB supported various societal partners to amplify progress in many communities and provided empowerment opportunities through scholarships, sports, education, and health. SSB recognizes that for societal change to abound, we must continue our integral efforts to drive change and contribute to causes in meaningful and impactful ways. Our community engagements will forever serve as the most meaningful moments for 2022. 2023 will be another transformational year for SSB. It will be a year of enhanced community engagement and outreach, and the rollout of additional service enhancements via the My Social Security self-service portal. We stand ready to continue our service to you. From the Board of Directors, management, and staff of the Social Security Board, we wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Let's celebrate Christmas together with Smart's amazing season deals. Check out our showrooms and get deals for as low as $99 and get free credit, SMS, and data. If you already have a phone, you can join the Smart family. Swap your SIM and get a free SIM plus $100 promo credit. Get 50% off your first and second month when you sign up for selected postpaid plans. That's a promotion you don't want to miss. Free not done with Smart. Get free installation and 1 month free when switching from another internet provider. Plus, with every SIM swap, device purchase, broadband or postpaid sign up, you automatically get entered into our raffle for a chance to win a Samsung S22, a year free smart broadband, or $500 cash. Make it one Christmas together, only with Smart. Smart management and staff, thank you tremendously for all the love you shared during the year. We look forward to serving you as you power your dollar in 2023.
A group of 10 Haitians was officially allowed to enter the country today after they were flagged by immigration officers at the Philip Golson International Airport. They entered the country on Monday night via a Tropic Air International flight and were taken into custody until this morning when they were processed and released. Among the many issues was the fact that most of the travelers did not have reservations at any hotel, and so it raised eyebrows because human smuggling remains a huge concern within the region. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
There has been a long-standing issue of human smuggling within the region, one which the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is aware of and has been working to address, as there have been increasing attempts to use Belize as a transit, with the final destination being the United States. It is not limited to migrant nationals from Central America, but persons from as far as Nigeria, Morocco, Cuba, and elsewhere who have been denied access to enter Belize and have been returned to their countries of origin. Back in June, the government of Belize set in place a policy barring Haitian nationals from entering the country.
The corrupt and abusive mafia that is using charter flights out of Haiti to smuggle Haitians. We have taken a decision this week, and I informed Cabinet yesterday, that we have requests over the next 6 weeks, for a number of flights to come charter Haiti, Belize. In collaboration with civil aviation, we are not going to allow them to land. And if we have to reverse the provision of Haitians coming to Belize without a visa, we are going to do so. Why? Because these people are abused by smugglers. They are trafficked by smugglers, and we will not allow it to happen through Belize as long as we can stop it.
That was for chartered flights coming out of Haiti and an effort to intercept any smuggling attempts. On a weekly basis, immigration officers at the Philip Golson International Airport have been tackling these kinds of activities, and on Monday night, 10 Haitian nationals were denied entry into the country. They arrived in Belize via a Tropic Air International flight from El Salvador. Their journey began in Haiti on December 24th. That trip took them to Dominican Republic and El Salvador before getting to Belize.
6:30 p.m. a number of persons from the CARICOM nation of Haiti came to Belize as tourists with everything to fulfill the requirements to be landed. Unfortunately for them, when they landed, instead of being processed and allowed to enter as any other tourist would have been allowed, they were taken to Ladyville and locked down in a piss house condition, no? Without water, without food, and not even an explanation as to why they were being detained.
They were detained overnight inside the holding cell at the Ladyville police station. It's an experience that 27-year-old Natasha Joseph says she did not expect.
I had that great idea I come here because I hear that you could come as Haitian without a visa. So I wanted to come, but actually it was a nightmare. It was the worst nightmare ever. I cried every night because I was put in jail. I didn't know why. I was asking why I'm in jail. I have everything right, you know. I wouldn't like other people to get the same treatment. Like, I'm not gonna say racist, but I can see that they do that to the black people, you know. Actually, all white people didn't have any problem, you know. But with us, Haitian, they were like, just get away from me. I want to check your ticket. I just say you don't have that. So I'm not confirming and anything, and that was very, very hard for us. Honestly, I was alone, but I found them, and they treat them all the same. All the Haitians, they treat them the same way, like very badly, like worse than a dog, you know.
Also among the group was Dorval Jovinson, who was traveling with a card saying that he has permanent residency in Brazil. While their documents appeared to be legit, they interestingly had no reservations. It's a red flag for immigration officials, but attorney Arthur Saldivar says discriminates against tourists.
The Immigration Department is saying that they want to see a paid reservation at a hotel. Now, we all travel, and sometimes we use Expedia, we use Kayak, we use Booking.com, Hotel.com, whichever one, Priceline, whichever one you use to make your reservations. Once those reservations are confirmed using the information you give them for whatever card or payment method you're going to utilize, it is really and truly not until you enter the door of the hotel that is actually charged in most cases. But there is nothing in the law that makes this a requirement for anybody traveling to Belize. I do not know of any North American, whether from the United States or Canada, or any European that is being made to do this. Certainly no Central American. In fact, most of the Central Americans who don't come through our official borders come through the porous ones.
This morning, Joseph and Jovinson, along with Edeline Damus, Stacey Bouville, Jean Remy, Honey Fabrine, Robertson Lewis, Johanny Lundy, and Raulna Francois were taken back to the PGIA, where their documents were processed, and they were all officially allowed to enter the country.
I'm just asking for the director or anyone superior to work in that, you know, so they can give our better service. Because if we have everything, you know, we shouldn't be going through this. It's very traumatized.
I just don't appreciate the idea that we are discriminating against our CARICOM sisters and brothers.
Joseph, along with several others, has expressed that they want legal action for the human rights violations they had to endure. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Rain did not stop the Chiefs Single Cien Boxing Day cycling race on Monday. Organized by the Weekend Warriors and Gonzales Cycling Clubs and sponsored by Santiago Castillo Jr., approximately 104 riders competed for the title, including 34 elite riders. The 100-kilometer race took a route from the Polity bus stop up the Philip Golson Highway through Burrell Boom Hattieville Circuit along the George Price Highway. The turning point was at the Mile 8 roundabout and returning by the same route to the finish line at Sancas Plaza. Mexican rider Gabriel Cardoso of the Santinas team won the A category, while Joshua Fuller of 501 Valvoline won the elite race. In the B category, Isaiah Willissey came in first, and Peter Jones of Team Fun and Fitness crossed the finish line before two others. Female cyclists Kaya Katus won first place, riding for Team Running Rebels. There were several other winners from each of the categories who received medals and cash prizes. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.